Over the years, I've wrote a lot of songs. From 2002, I began writing a lot of songs. All the Adam Lambert songs were written by myself, which I've got copies of some of the cassette tapes, which was What You Want From Me, which was sent to Mr. Big in America, and he offered me to get a recording done for $3,500. And Max Martin offered me a record deal, which was for 3 songs for $40,000 to record. Most of the time, that was very expensive for me. I wanted to pay it, but it was too much what they're asking because it wasn't including traveling costs usually. The cost for Mr. Big was probably like at the time was affordable for me for one song for $3,500, which I recorded onto a cassette tape. That was What You Want From Me. What Do You Want From Me? And at the time, Adam Lambert wanted to, be in the band, my band, even though it was a solo artist named Cooper. And not that long after I met Sharon Osbourne, and it was the Osbourne, they offered me to do concerts in the United Kingdom for about $70,000. That would be like just the cost for staying with them for the TV show, Meet the Osbournes, that they wanted to do for me because that was my idea. And I had a similar deal for much less money for the Kiss member, for the Kiss band, the drummer, to do a TV show with him in America, regarding a reality TV show in their home. I met Sharon Osbourne's son in Brisbane, and Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne in 2002. And I met the wife of Elvis in Brisbane in 2002. She'd also offered me to record about 50 songs that I wrote in Memphis, in Elvis's recording studio, which he had in his house. Nobody knew that at the time because I was the only person who got access to that. So they've known, that I've owned all this music since early 2000. Before that was just Michael Jackson songs and the theme song for Harry Potter, which was from age 5 to 18, 19. Age 5 to 8 was the Harry Potter songs that I wrote, the theme song with the xylophone, just the xylophone part, and the songs of Michael Jackson were age 8 to 20 with a Blood on the Dance Floor album, and 2 songs from the Dangerous album, which were on the Home Alone movie, which I wrote the Home Alone movie, the script for it, when I was about 14, and Jhon Candy offered me to do the film with him in America for Home Alone. My mum was willing to pay for the money for me to stay there, and it was a much cheaper price. I wasn't American, but they did plan to get me a citizenship then, because of the amount of money they had to pay and the uncertainty of the costs involved. I also had the Home Alone black and white song that I wrote, that Michael Jackson offered me to be in a black and white song because I wanted to write the music clip for that, and I hired Slash from Guns N' Roses to play the guitar on the black and white film clip. So I had all that organised for myself, but my parents were on a very tight budget, so I decided to ask Macaulay Culkin if he wanted to do the film or do it with me. And I hired most of the actors for the Home Alone. So I hired all the actors like Neville and all the different actors for the Home Alone film. So it did make a lot of money, but at the time it was a bit speculative. So that was one of my chances that I had when I was a kid. But also in 2002, I met Harrison at a nightclub in Fortune Valley, and he'd said he was doing keyboard, and he's done a little bit of music, and I said, well, I'm a rock musician mainly. I do have some other songs, so it's mainly rock category. And I said, I've got Fast and Furious. All the music on Fast and Furious was done by myself and other people. The Watch Your Back song was done by myself for Fast and Furious in 2002, which somebody else I met at TAFE Queensland decided to record that on the album. So I met all the staff, like Vin Diesel and all the actors of Fast and Furious, because I hired them all, because it was my movie script, which I'd had a similar movie that I'd copied the first part of the movie, which is filmed in a motorway when a person's father dies, and he beats up the person who crashed into his car, and that person dies. It was a film like it made in Mexico, but it was in English, made an English version in America. And I've actually turned that into Fast and Furious, but I asked their permission before I made the Fast and Furious and contacted Vin Diesel and some other actors when we started making the film. Youngblood Harrison had done some music with me. Basically, he'd done one song in 2002, which was supposed to be for me and another actor who became a musician, and he also did Hello Heaven Hello. We did the film clip for that, which my mother was aware of because they called me for several months from the United Kingdom asking me to come out to record United Kingdom for recordings and other songs. And I'd set up meets with Steve Tyler from Aerosmith, who I used to know. So, and I wrote the song between Youngblood and Steve Tyler, which is originally supposed to be for me, because I've known Steve Tyler for quite a long time. So all of the Youngblood songs, including Low Life, Fleabag, all those songs are written by me. He might have some new songs now after 2024, possibly that are written by him, but all the other ones are written by myself, And Lovesick Lullaby I wrote in 2002, and I sung that in front of Sharon Osbourne, so she knows that was my song before I talked to Harrison. But Harrison was the first song that I helped him do was with Original Me with Dan Reynolds. So I contacted Dan Reynolds in 2001 because I just saw him on the internet, and he seemed like a very interesting man. And he was a nice guy, and he was from the United Kingdom, and he came straight away to Brisbane because he had a large sum of money from his father who'd been selling houses, and he'd already started doing music. So he wanted to do Original Me with me. I wrote the film clip as well as with the song and choreographed everything, and he was going to play one part of it with me and I was going to play the other part. He offered to record everything for me, to do the drums, because I didn't have any experience other than holding like a cheap video camera. Like I had a cheap video camera I bought for like $30, you plug it into the TV, and I had a $20 microphone and some tape recorder. And he said the song was good, he loves the song. He wants to do the song, he loves it, but he wanted me to do it with him, he wanted to help me. So I said, okay, I guess even though I'm a soloist, it looks like it's a chance for me to get this done because I don't have another avenue to do this other than maybe going to Sydney where they have recording studios, because they didn't really have much recording studios then. It wasn't until 2003 or 4 that JMC told me they were having a new school there, like a recording studio, and they were going to help me out maybe if I wanted to open a school with them. And Griffith University Auditorium had just started doing music around 2002. But this time I wasn't really interested in doing any study at all. I didn't have any degrees at all. I'd just done one semester at university and I quit. So I was already doing security work, music work, film work, which I got offered since I was a child. So I was offered to do the film clip originally for $3,500 with Dan Reynolds, which is a pretty good price. But back then I was only able to save about, $7,000 a year maximum doing security part-time. So it was like 6 months pay for me. I liked Harrison. I'd done all the video clip, the moves, the dance moves, everything. I explained how to make the video clip, and I don't know how Dan Reynolds did it, but he made the video clip so perfect. It was exactly like I told him to make it. And eventually I just said, well, Youngblood, would you like to do the other half? Because I'm trying to get more money from my parents, because I don't know how much they're going to give me. Maybe they'll give me $1 million, or maybe they'll give me $10,000 for my whole lifetime. I'm not sure yet. So Harrison ended up doing it. So that was my first introduction to helping Harrison get into the music industry from a song I wrote. And the recording that I've sent into JMC was the second recording of that song, which was actually the first one I did in my bedroom, just singing it on the tube microphone after work. And the second one, Dan Rold said, "Oh, look, you've been at work. I'm just going to send you the music we got for the song that we made. We made it upload around." And I said, "That's wonderful. Like, that's really good music you made." And they just put my background singing on it, which faded out a bit. You couldn't hear all the lyrics exactly because I was tired after work. I did a night shift, and the microphone was okay, but I didn't hold it close enough to my mouth. So that was the official recording I had in cassette tape that I recently converted to, like a digital file. And I uploaded it to Rap Fame, and I sent it to JMC.